Hi, it's me, Sunrider, and in today's video, I'm trying something new to my channel. I started this channel as a gaming channel and somehow ended up doing mostly Wild Rift content. I guess because that content helped me in growing my channel, I decided to be grateful and continue to create content that I'm most comfortable with and help me grow my editing skill. After giving it a serious thought, I decided to make today's video where I could talk, discuss, and engage with the community like how YouTube is supposed to be for creators and viewers. Without further ado, let's get to the video and I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers! This video is inspired by MMObyte and Penguin Z0 videos. No Kuni Crossworld was released a few months ago and I could remember my excitement as the game was being installed to my phone. I was back at work back then and had to wait once I got home to fully immerse myself in the No Kuni world. The first impression was exceptional. Beautiful surroundings, good voice acting with a strong fantasy world ambience. It seems that this game checked all the lists for potential best game of the year, right? Well, yeah, kinda.
You what?
It was all fun games with okay storytelling until you realize that there was no manual combat button. I will keep my opinion to a bare minimum if this game categorizes itself as a turn-based or idle game. But as it allows people to explore the region and with multiple players showing on the screen, it must have been an MMORPG, right? Well, that was my initial thought when I first learned about the game's combat mechanic. Like people who are getting into new relationships, I tried to hold back my thoughts even though it made me worried and made a compromise to myself, believing that it was just a few minutes into the game, which I will find disturbing later on.
Eventually,
the previous compromise were quickly turned into disbelief when I found out that instead of crafting equipment by collecting resources, we were once again fighting with RNG by rolling the dice and praying for a 3-star equipment. Okay, I thought, and once again move on to explore what to be a promising game. As you progress into the game with tedious reputation quests, the game tried to give us a breath of fresh content with field bosses. Initially, it sounded amazing and got me excited for a bit until it didn't. The field boss spawned at different times in different locations, and once it spawns, you'll think that you're going to see an amazing combat mechanic, right? Sadly, you won't, because once the boss spawns, the next 3 seconds the boss will be killed. The bot issue didn't really occur to me at first because I thought that the game is highly populated by excited players, until I watched MMObyte video and finally all the missing pieces are now complete. It turns out that Netmarble is allowing bot, thanks to its NFT business model, to populate the game, which results in the server being overpopulated, and then they'll come like a savior, selling you their premium pass that allows you to go straight out of waiting queue. After this unnerving experience, playing No Kuni Crossworld is more of a repetition where if you like the story, that will be the only thing that keep you going. It didn't take that long for me to lose interest in playing this game, as the more we progress into the game, the tedious it's to keep playing. What a loss to the mobile gaming scene. Moving to another recently published game that stole everyone's attention, including PC gamer, Diablo Immortal. I was working when I got the notification that the game was being released and currently installed on my phone. Am I excited? Yes, of course, because it's a Diablo game, a PC exclusive game from one of the biggest video game companies on earth.
later.
It's not even a week since the game released when I watched a lot of complaints from a lot of content creators saying that the game is rubbish for its massive microtransaction sim. Some sources even say the player even spent nearly $100,000 to advance toward the game. To be honest, I was skeptical with the game after seeing the video, but on a second thought, I guess it would be bad if we just simply believe what everyone says, right? I mean, it's Diablo game and it's been 4 years since the making. Too bad I didn't get the chance to record a few character creations and tutorial, but I can assure you that it was a seamless and pretty much a big video game company quality kind of thing. After reaching a certain level in the game will present its PvE content that to me will be one of its selling points.
It's free real estate.
The dungeon. When I said selling point, it's literally their selling point, as their dungeon drop amount and quality will depend on gem that you use before entering the instances. How do you get the gem? Well, you can wait for its low drop rate or you can just buy one with real money and there you go. As a free-to-play player, of course, I decided not to bother as the game progression allows you to get the free gem and we can continue to the game alright. Oh, by the way, have I mentioned their Diablo Pass that you can get for amount of money that will give you super cool cosmetics to your character?
No.
I'm starting to get comfortable and thinking that this game is either good or bad. Until once again, I kinda jinxed what I said and finally reached the point where it was mandatory to reach a certain level to progress to the story, which initially I thought was a very bad practice. With 3 level differences and 10 minutes of farming, I didn't see the XP bar move a bit and told myself that that time will be the last time we are playing Diablo Immortal until I remembered one of their bounty quests, which equal to daily quests and became one of the reasons why I keep playing the game. There are 8 daily quests in total that you can take after you finish the first 4. Not sure why Blizzard did this, but the XP given at my level back then was kinda generous for us to level up. One thing that I realized when I took this bounty quest was that I finally have the time to slow down and explore the world that has been developed for the past 4 years by Blizzard. Previous area that was explored briefly to the main story quests now can be explored with monsters, random epic monsters, and random boss events. I'm not sure whether it's because the drop of random boss events or main story quests, I managed to get 3 legendary equipment which of course provide a better overall stats compared to the rare and epic one. At this part of the video, I think we all can agree that the current mobile game trend has shifted a lot and is going in an arguably stagnant direction that is filled with microtransactions. To be honest, if you take a long breath and think about it,
We don't do that.
it takes a substantial amount of effort, time and human resources from the developer to make a game, and of course, as a company, they need to pay their employee and ultimately make profit as well. And how does a company that publishes a free-to-play game achieve that? Of course, by microtransaction. To me, the rage and wave of complaints that Diablo Immortal received is kinda expected given how Blizzard used to be a big game developer company that previously successful in bringing Diablo series to its peak success decided to went south by releasing their 4 years in the making game into a mobile game that endorsed a huge microtransactions practice. While in the case of No Kuni Crossworld, it's just simply a potential good game being ruined by greedy company that forced the player to spend as much as the player possibly could. In today's trend, microtransaction has become the trend and every free-to-play games out there on the market must have joined the practice. To me personally, it's completely okay for a game to adapt this kind of strategy because at the end of the day, being a whale or being a broke-ass gaming is a choice. The only problem that is not okay is when a company decided to publish a mediocre game and force players to spend a lot of money out of their greed. Take Genshin Impact for example. A good game with thousands of hours in the making with beautiful music, voice acting, and character design. Do they have microtransactions? Yes. Do they publish a good game? Yes. Or Epic 7. Do they have microtransactions? Yes. Do they publish characters and update their story in an interesting and good storytelling? Yes. For publishers out there, if you ever watch this video in the future and if it's possible for you guys to do this, the goal is not to make a good money.
What?
The goal is to make a good game that the community loved and make money out of the microtransactions in the game.